Hi, welcome to the Pulse. I hope you're doing well. This is a brand new podcast, and this is our first ever episode, which is mainly an introduction to what is the Pulse. My mission with this podcast is to inspire you and support you in your personal and professional growth by sharing authentic stories, experts' insight, practical advice that I have myself learned or other people I've talked to have learned. My name is Julie. I am French. I live abroad right now in Germany. I have lived in multiple countries over the last more than a decade now. So why creating the Pulse? Basically, first of all, I always have been wanted to share everything that I've learned and support other people in their development journey. And while I've done this in the past through mentoring, through exchanging, and also with my friends, having those opportunity to give them my advice or to exchange with them in general, I wanted to do this on a bigger scale. And that was really where the idea of a podcast came in. I always like to chat with my girlfriends, and I think they know that I'm definitely a chatty person. So I hope with this podcast I can also share my thoughts, share my experience, and being able to provide to you some knowledge. And I've also seen in the podcast space, at least the podcast that I get to listen to, the French one, the English one, very often they're made by entrepreneurs, by also influencers, which I think they always share amazing stories or they have amazing topic to talk about. But the angle that I haven't found, and maybe I'm just not looking into the right direction, but I still think that it's valuable to add an extra one in there if there is already more. But the corporate element, I'm a full-time corporate employee, and for sure I do this on the side. This is kind of like nighttime or on the day off like today, to be able to do that. And I think it's important also to talk about this. There is professional growth also in the corporate environment. There is also personal growth. How does it take even to build or grow a business or grow a podcast next to your day-to-day job? And whatever you decide, I want to make sure that you have the feeling that doesn't have to be that you have to become automatically an entrepreneur. Maybe one day I will become myself, who knows? But at the moment, I'm a full-time corporate employee and I have no, I have nothing in mind to change that for now. So I think for me, what's important is to share everything that I've learned over the years in corporate as well. And I've also worked in startups, so I can also share on that. And I will have multiple pillars. I think what I would definitely want to have is talk to you about life and challenges in general, and we can exchange on different topics around that, as well as talking about leadership, because it's so very often talked in a very specific way. And from again, my many years of experience, I think I have a lot to say on leadership overall. I also want to talk about wellness and health. That's a topic that maybe in the second episode you'll hear more already about in my overall introduction. And then starting and growing a business, because while it's not actually a business, it's a podcast. I want also to share the struggle that it can be, and also the positive element around doing so. So I want to keep you updating along the way as I'm developing this podcast of what's happening, what's working, where I'm struggling, and the opportunity this brings to me. And last but not least, of course, personal growth. I mean, I have a lot on the side from a personal perspective that I am currently working on, and I want also to share that with you. So in general, the episodes, I think at the beginning will be highly solo episodes, and then in the future, I hope to have some interviews or some panel discussion. We can also do definitely some Q&A. So I will open the space for different format, but for now, I will definitely keep it more solo episodes, just because it's very hard and very complex to get people to join a podcast, also based on where I'm located. So I want to make sure that I still provide to you content on a regular basis and don't spend hours and hours and hours and losing potentially a deadline of the next episode just because I'm looking for people. So that's where I'm at. And I've told you already my motivation. I've told you maybe my goal. To tell you a little bit more, I really want to build a community of like-minded individuals. I know you are out there, people who think similarly to me, who want to always grow, but also want something that is more casual and and true, and really like sharing to you the goods and the bads and learn from each other. That's really the objective. So please subscribe, leave comments, and share the podcast with others. I know it's the intro, so most likely you need to wait until you have a few episodes to do so, but I would much appreciate all of your support. You can also connect with me through the links I will put in the episodes, and I will make sure to put it in every episode moving forward. I'm excited for this new podcasting journey. And I will keep working on delivering valuable content. I will hopefully also work on improving my editing skills. So I hope for this first episode, this is okay. And I wish you all a very lovely day, and looking forward to talking to you in the next episodes, which will be about presenting myself a little bit more in detail so you get to know me better. Bye.